The UK is moving towards a smoke-free future by banning anyone born after 2008 from ever legally buying cigarettes. The tobacco and vapes bill cleared Parliament on Monday, and it's set to become law. Vaping will also be banned in cars carrying children and in playgrounds. The aim is to phase out smoking over time by preventing younger generations from even starting. Crystal Gamansing is in London. This is a big step, Crystal, and I wonder what reaction there among the British public has been.
Well, David, this is something that different organizations have been lobbying the government for for decades. This legislation originally came up and was proposed by Rishi Sunak, the Conservative Prime Minister, and has been renewed by the Labour Party and then has been in the House of Commons and then to the House of Lords dealing with amendments over more than 2 years now. But finally, on Monday, the House of Lords, after going through more amendments, gave it the final approval. And during that vote, members of the House of Lords were praised for taking action that could improve and save the lives of future generations.
It is a landmark bill, my lords. It will create a smoke-free generation. It is, in fact, the biggest public health intervention in a generation, and I can assure all noble lords it will save lives.
Now, Emily Cook is with the Asthma and Lung UK organisations. One of the many who are coming out since that vote, praising the government, saying that this is something that has been needed and something that will not only save the NHS billions of dollars, but will also improve the lives of generations to come. She made a point of saying that, this is something that she hopes other countries will jump on and follow the UK's lead.
It's absolutely groundbreaking legislation. So we know that a lot of people who take up smoking, they take it up when they're very young and they wish that they never had. Smoking is a huge driver of lung conditions. If we can stop people from ever taking up smoking, that's going to have an absolutely enormous impact on public health. And that's what this legislation aims to do. It should create a smoke-free generation.
Now, this still needs royal assent. The King's signature is expected to be placed on this legislation, making it an official law by next week. Important to note that this isn't a smoking ban per se. It is a ban on the sale of tobacco and vapes. And we have talked to retailers saying that this really won't change too much of what they're doing right now, David. They do often ask for ID, so this will sort of just be a continuation of standard business practices. That is being debated. However, some are saying that too much of the onus is put on retailers and it should be up to the public to make choices for themselves. But advocates like Emily Cook, who work for organizations like Asthma and Lung UK, say there is just such a huge health impact and so many issues that can be solved with this change that they say it is timely, it is needed. And again, she is encouraging other countries to follow the lead. New Zealand did try to put in similar legislation. It passed, but when they had a change of government, they ended up repealing it. Now, that is not expected to be the situation here because it started with a Conservative government, was endorsed by the Labour Party. So even if there's a change of government, this is expected to stay on the books, David.
Crystal Gamansing, thanks very much. So with the UK looking to ban an entire generation from ever even starting smoking, it made us wonder what the situation is like here in Canada right now. Youth smoking, where's that at?
Yeah, we've been looking at the federal numbers, and the latest numbers are from 2022. And when you compare the numbers from 2019 to 2022, the number of smokers specifically in the age bracket of 12 to 17, it's actually going down.
Okay.
But then you look at the number of youth who are vaping.
And this is what I would ask about.
Right,
yeah.
And there's 14% of youth who admitted to vaping the last 30 days of this poll in 2022. 14% between the ages of 15 and 19. Those who fall in the age of 20 and 24, 20%. So that number is getting higher while the number of smokers is going down.
This doesn't surprise me when you think about any high school bathroom, the yard, the street, the parking lot. Exactly, when you're talking about vaping. But there's also talks about, what happens if people can't access it legally. They just figure out another way.
There's a lot of concerns about it creating a black market, as often happens in the case of prohibition. You spoke earlier today to Dr. Samir Gupta, who said, yes, on one hand, but at the same time, the benefit, in his opinion, is worth whatever small black market is developed.
The black market was born of those very high taxes on cigarettes. But we also have very good data that those taxes effectively reduced population smoking rates. So the taxes have been effective. There will be a black market, but the net effect will be beneficial. And I anticipate that we will see some youths accessing this, some people born after that year still being able to access this, and the persistence of a black market. But eventually, as that demand dies down, as that generation ages out, the black market also becomes less sustainable.
Black market aside, the one thing that I think about, when I was in high school, I smoked, and it was because it was illegal for my age group, and it was cool, right? I didn't enjoy it. I hated every minute of it, but man, I looked cool.
You just lean into it's bad boy Mark, basically.
So now I wonder if this becomes even more so the case.
Well, bad boy Mark, bad habits, they're trying to intervene. They say this is about intervention so that habit is not formed. Will it work with the generational ban versus education is really the debate.
The Brits have a different constitution than we do, or their framework. We have the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. I would be curious if something like this would be legal in this country. It's one thing to regulate young people on a health basis, but I wonder if you could ban outright. I don't know the answer to that, but if politicians here tried, someone would probably try to stop it.
You look in New Zealand, though, they did try in 2022, and then they scrapped it, as we heard Crystal say, a year later. There was a lot of pressure coming from all sides, including from retailers, the industry that sells the cigarettes and the vapes. There'd be so much pressure coming from all sides. It really depends on also the reaction of the government in that case.
But especially that retail response, that's why I can't see any other way of doing it other than this, gradually phasing it out. If you just cut it off outright for everybody, there would be so many repercussions, not the least of which monetary. And, say what you will about the fact that we're talking about cigarettes and vapes, but money is money. And in this economy, you can't really do that.
Yep. It's a very interesting one. Well, we'll see what how it works out for them. Appreciate it.
Everyone's
Thanks a lot.
watching.